I'm Michael Cordova and welcome to the 5th episode of Pod Perspectives, looking at performance optimization and diet. Just want to say a big thanks to our sponsors, Floating Point Float Center, for helping to make this possible. My guest this week is Andy Hnilo, founder and CEO of Alitura Naturals skin products, which includes a signature clay mask, which my wife and I have been using to great effect. His journey to this point has been profound and basically inspirational. So on today's show, we're going to be talking about skincare, Andy's story, unique biohacking tips, and of course his baby, Alitura. Well, Andy, welcome to the show, and it's an honor to have you on the show, man.
Michael, thank you so much. The pleasure's mine. I appreciate you having me on.
No, it's great. It's always good to have guests from across the pond, and we just want to try and introduce more people into the biohacking and health optimization, like health as well at the end of the day, man. Yeah, we seem to be a little bit more behind in the UK than the US with a lot of things going on in terms of natural products. So that's why we'll do the show. We want to make sure, educate people and promote what you do as well.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. It's a rapidly expanding space as far as health, wellness, and biohacking is becoming this catchy term, and hey, if it helps people feel better about themselves and in their pursuit of a healthy, vibrant existence, hey, I'm all for it. But yeah, it's an exciting time right now, that's for sure.
So, I mean, some of our UK listeners may not necessarily be kind of familiar with your story. So, essentially, I guess from what I heard, that you were hit by not one but two different vehicles crossing the street. And then ended up waking up in hospital. Can you give us kind of a little bit of information about kind of what happened and and then your kind of recovery progress after that?
Absolutely. Yeah. So March 20th, 2011, I was crossing the street and I got hit by a westbound heading Land Rover that hit me into the eastbound lane, and I got run over by a Toyota Tundra. Now, I lost consciousness on the first point of impact, so luckily I don't remember the second point of impact. But I was laid out in the middle of a very busy street, getting my clothes cut off me, and I woke up the next day in a ICU bed with two of my friends. I woke up out of a complete day, in a complete daze on a morphine drip, and just unaware of what was going on, what the situation, what had happened. And I quickly learned the severity of, what had occurred. And I just, my chin was poking out through the bottom of my mouth. I shattered my jaw from beneath of my left ear to just beneath the middle of my chin. It was just in pieces. I had a very severe compound fracture of my jaw, and I had 7 broken ribs, a collapsed lung, and I was unrecognizable. And I just, that's it's a pretty difficult thing to look at when you see yourself for the first time in a mirror after something like that. And so when I went home, I had a lot of gratitude. I had a lot of perspective, because people don't survive accidents like that.
Sure.
And I went to work. I became obsessed because I didn't want to leave the house. I was unrecognizable. My teeth were gone. My 3 of my front teeth were just nubs from hitting the pavement when after I got flipped around. And I had my jaw wired shut, so I couldn't talk. And just when I did try to talk, it was just, it was difficult because I was very uncomfortable and self-conscious with my appearance. And not to mention the swelling on the left side of my face was about 1.5 inches protruding from the right side, bigger than the right side of my face. So I was just really banged up, really down and out and in a dark place. But at the same time, I kind of I would do these things like meditation. I would do mental exercises. I would do performance positive self-talk, and really focusing on the positives and what I did have, not the things that that were taken away. But broken bones, they're going to go back. And luckily I didn't have any knee or arm or elbow or ligament damage, so I was able, about a week or 2 later, I was able to start going on little walks to get circulation going from head to toe, from my head to my toes. And I just became obsessed with ingredients and healing my scarring and abrasions from the inside out holistically with really pure natural ingredients. I just didn't want to use the creams and serums that were recommended to me by my doctors and my surgeons. So I just went to work and began, long story short, I began formulating what's now a product, which is the Alitura clay mask. But that's, Dave Asprey found out about my whole story, and he had me on his podcast. Eventually invested into that product, which is a clay mask, and now we have a full line of 14 products, and we're in 76 countries under 4 years later. So I'm very, very happy with the ride that I'm on, but at the same time, it's been a very, it's almost like it just happened. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes like some people kind of have to be. I'm not saying it's like fate or something, something like that, but I think sometimes when you're put into a kind of a situation like the one you've been in. Funny enough, not so long ago, one of our clients got run over by a bus.
Wow.
It's pretty much the same kind of position like that you were in, really. So she's she had like a bleed in the brain and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, no.
So she's fine now. But since she's come out, so she's a very positive person. So she's decided to kind of apply herself and she started to do another course and change her kind of career path to a degree. But I think your mental attitude plays a huge part in terms of which way, obviously, which way your life is going to go, basically.
Absolutely.
And you can, I mean, a lot of people wouldn't necessarily, that could have obviously a big negative impact on their lives, and they say, but if you got to take the positives from that experience, and if you're a kind of a reflective person, like it sounds like you are, then you kind of go, okay, well, you got to be lucky, man, you survived and you're alive, so it's kind of like you got one life, so we got to kind of make the most of it. And then I guess that opportunity was there, and then I guess it's kind of related to because you doing a lot of work with modeling as well, right? So I guess that was kind of probably helped prompt kind of part of your recovery, or you be able to get back to a position, I guess, where you felt comfortable going out and getting back into kind of the work and all those side of things, right?
Right. That's a good point. It rocked me right into my purpose. I have something now that I eat, breathe, and sleep. I mean, I love what I do. When I was acting and modeling, especially acting, when I'd have to study for roles that, weren't really me, and that's a part of being an actor is getting into that character from a creative space, and it was like homework for me. I didn't really enjoy it. I enjoyed the roles that were close to me, like the characters that were, pretty similar to me as a person. Those were fun. And when I would book those roles and being on set for shows like Hello Ladies, Pitch, Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful, all of those roles that I did do were pretty close to home. So that was fun because you kind of just got to play. But, I quickly found out that it just, and I'm still acting and I'm still well represented by my agents and managers, but I made it crystal clear to them that I just want to do stuff and roles and auditions that are close to me, because let's face it, my business and my life and what I eat, breathe, and sleep is Alitura Naturals, and that's my passion.
So that brings us on to the Alitura. I wanted to just obviously talk a bit more about that and look at the key benefits of your products. There's for example, I guess was it the clay mask was your first product that you produced?
Absolutely. So that was made out of, two products were essentially formulated by me out of my apartment, just purely out of necessity, to regenerate my skin and really create a lot of circulation in a vibrant appearance, and just get rid of a lot of that swelling and recondition that freshly exfoliated skin with really nutrient dense, rich, purposeful ingredients like the butters, colostrum, pearl powder. I just became very in tune with my body, I would say, but also I became my own little science experiment, because finding and seeing and feeling certain results after applying a clay mask, and then following that up with what's now my night cream, but at the time it was just like this paste. I mean, in my beta testing, quote unquote, I say that because it was never intended to be a product. I was never focusing on having a business through this. I purely just wanted to get back. I wanted to get back to feeling good and looking like myself again, having my parents look at their son, how they used to. And then in doing that, I formulated a product purely for myself, but I went around town because people were noticing how quickly I recovered, and I was telling them what I did, what I made essentially to accelerate that recovery, and that was the clay mask and the night cream. And now I've just taken that whole mission and that whole idea of purity of ingredients and just going above and beyond with our ingredient decks. And because I don't have the big corporate overhead, Michael, I can design my dream product every time. It's really it's cool, and I'm very fortunate not to have a big group of boardroom members looking over my costs and making sure that the margins are acceptable. I mean, I really feel like a kid in a candy store because I'm just like an artist, and I'm able to create my dream every single time, and that's what I do, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. But yeah, it's fun. It's so fun because that accident has led me into just being able to a creative outlet too. I mean, it's aside from the business, aside from having purpose, and it's also really kind of unlocked a creative side to me that I never thought I had. And it was frustrating, for a while. I thought I was just, an athlete or, okay, cool. I was, in the entertainment industry, and that was fun. But now to be able to have like a creative side of to me, it's so fun because I never thought I had that.
Well, I guess a bit of your working in a profession that's creative anyway. I think that is
right.
That's kind of always been there, I
true.
guess, from you. But it's like you needed an outlet for your own creativity. But interestingly, I actually read in another interview you did a little while ago that you're talking about that basically you use like 9 different personal care products a day. So shampoos, body washes, moisturizers, and then there's so many different ingredients in these products that can have a harmful effect on our body. And I was speaking to a functional health specialist who came to float with us, and basically he told me that for the average woman, for example, wearing makeup over her lifetime, she will ingest equivalent to 180 lipsticks. And obviously that's some pretty scary stuff. Plus a lot of these ingredients are known hormone disruptors, which could also prove problematic for the health of men and women trying to conceive, for example. So my question is, how do you select, test and source your ingredients?
Oh, that's a great question. So I've never wanted to go the conventional route of using extracts, oils, butters, clays, anything that is commonly used. I like going a different path. I like going a different route. I like finding things through obsessive hard work and obsessive reading, seeking knowledge through curators all over the world that specialize in certain one ingredient, right? So if my colostrum from Cheyenne, Wyoming, first 6-hour milking collected, grass-fed, there are only a couple sources in the United States that can claim that at the time, for sure. It may have changed now, but I love them so much I can't leave them. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But even on in addition to that, our acai butter from which is collected in the Amazon. I mean, there are these luscious, rich ingredients that are located all over the world that I like finding the diamonds in the rough, the ones that are unheard of, the active ingredients that people shy away from using because of cost. Things like Australian sandalwood, Madagascar vanilla, freshwater pearl powder, obviously the colostrum, Prakashi, Andiroba, Baridi, acai butter. I don't know if I already said that. But green coffee oil. I could go on and on and on. But finding these rich ingredients, sourcing them appropriately, and then testing them out, isolating them, combining them if I give them the thumbs up, and then the whole research and development, the whole product development, the whole product formulation process, the testing, the beta testing, the batch testing, the micro testing, the bacteria testing, the mold testing. I mean, there's so much that goes into this, and it takes, I could go through and sign off on just purchase a product that's already been predetermined with their ingredient decks, and it's already has the testing, but there's no creative enjoyment out of that for me. I didn't make that, somebody else did, and so I didn't want to go that route, and that's, I'm so glad that that's just kind of how I'm wired, because at the end of the day, it feels a lot better knowing that I made that, and I make every single one of my products through my non-negotiable ingredient deck expectations. I work with several different chemists. I have several different manufacturers that specialize in my specific products. So whether it's a body lotion or my serum or my cleanser or my supplement or my fragrance, things like that, they're all from different people that specialize in that specific area. So it's a lot of fun. I have to tell you, it's it really is, because I just know what has gone into it, and I know the blood, sweat, and tears that it takes to get to a final sign off of a product, which is truly the best feeling of running a physical product business for myself, and that's what we're going to continue to do.
Well, no, I mean, I can definitely tell from using the products and from my friends of mine that use your products as well, and the testimonials I've read and the pictures I've seen of people, it's kind of testament to what you do basically, and how you help and change people's lives. Just, it's just giving that confidence, improving the quality of their skin, even with supplement wise, and yeah, I can see the difference in people, man. I've used the clay mask quite a lot, and yeah, even my wife, with the first time she used it, just noticed the difference, and even her sister, and said that she even noticed within half an hour after she'd done the mask. So you're doing a fantastic job, man. So keep it up, man. So I also heard as well that you use special glass bottles for your products.
Yeah.
So I want to know what's kind of special about it and why you decided to do that.
So that's a great question. Right off the bat, it was tough because I had this vision of a sleek black look with silver foil print on my label, really nice black or silver text that would pop off of a black bottle. Now, a lot of people don't understand that and I had to go glass with my clay mask. Since it's powder, we go with the BPA-free dense plastic. But with my liquid products, we go with Miron glass, which is this really dense glass that is manufactured in the Netherlands that blocks out all artificial light and only allows in good light that nourish my bioactive and raw ingredients. Now, I'm using a lot of cold pressed oils and highly bioavailable ingredients that can get tainted by artificial light or being, say out in the sun for a while. And say if I had a plastic or clear glass, it would, get through and taint my really rich, precious ingredients. So I got lucky, I would say, because I was in a rush to find a really good black glass bottle, but they're very, you can find a good amber glass, which is a brown, still blocks out the light, but to get a really good black bottle is difficult to find. And then I came across the violet glass from Miron, and also the science behind being able to really block out with the violet glass all the artificial light and really enhance the capabilities of my ingredients. And so it was kind of a lucky find, but at the same time, I'm able to protect my ingredients, but also get the sleek look for my branding as well. So it really worked out perfectly.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. And it's interesting that people don't necessarily think about that in terms of the science of what's their products are being stored in. So that's very interesting, man. Yeah, I'm going to be looking forward to getting some of the night cream as well. And I'm not getting any younger, and I need to keep up my wife's youthful looks. And I understand it contains the chaga mushroom. So I want to know what are the benefits of chaga.
So the chaga is really, mushrooms in general are just incredible for the microbiome of our skin, internally and externally. But chaga has a really good, in addition to its immune strengthening properties, it's good as an anti-inflammatory topically to the skin as well. We went through, immortel. I mean, I was looking at things like tremella, reishi. We use wild tremella extract in our pearl cleanser as well. Mushrooms, just the fungi species in general have always been very interesting from an immune strengthening standpoint internally. Now, from an anti-inflammatory standpoint, I just really felt like chaga was this hidden gem for the skin. And so I feel like it's healing, on a topical application as well, but also internally it provides, highly healing and inflammatory as well as immune strengthening properties all in one. And so I knew that I wanted to have that. It was just, incorporating it into the formula. We just, found a great source, and that's where we're at on that. But yeah, chaga, we have 2 different plant-derived stem cells in that night cream. We have sweet potato-derived hyaluronic acid to replenish lost moisture. We have K-factor 16 Manuka honey. We have a double-strain tea as our water base for that night cream. And then we combine that with organic helichrysum hydrosol to really heal the skin. We combine, sea buckthorn, German chamomile, and vanilla to just a myriad of cold pressed oils and extracts that, all rounded out into this rich, conditioning, hydrating night cream that is consistently blowing me away with the feedback that we've had on that. We just released our gold serum in December, and that's even better. I do a little skin stack actually, where at night I'll do, say if I did a derma roller application and followed that with a clay mask, after I rinse that off, I'll apply a gold serum, which has copper tripeptide, plant-derived vitamin A, which is a very good alternative to retinol without all the side effects and irritation and sensitivity that it can cause to the skin, especially when out in the sun. I add CoQ10, astaxanthin, and marine collagen to that formula in a base of sandalwood and frankincense, rose hips. It's just, it's a next level product. And so I'll put that on following the mask and derma roller application, and then I'll seal it in with the night cream. I'll wake up, I'm telling you, Michael, I'll wake up better than I was the day before. And that's the whole thing with cell turnover and skin regeneration. It's just, we're generating and really invigorating our skin cells in the mitochondria of our body and our dermis. That's the whole idea of, I don't like to say anti-aging because we're all going to age. Sure. I like to call it aging gracefully and age maintenance, and properly nourishing our skin with, really dense, rich ingredients. And I love this stuff.
I'm definitely going to be getting some after this. So
yeah,
I'll be straight on the line and ordering it. Don't worry. I think I'm okay at the moment, but it's always good to be to preempt it anyway, I think. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be all over that. But yeah, this actually kind of segues nicely into our kind of next sort of question. Really, is just to look at how can our listeners assess if their skin is healthy, and if it's not healthy, what kind of signs or symptoms might we see? If something else is going on in the body that may manifest itself as a skin condition.
That's a good point. So that's a good question. So, I would, discoloration. Do you have a yellowish tint? Are there splotches? Do you have a consistent area where you're getting irritation around the T-zone, around the third eye area, around your cheeks? There's this, we did a really good blog on Chinese face mapping that can pinpoint certain issues, whether it's kidney, liver, gallbladder, heart. You name it. From an endocrine and hormonal aspect, where our hormones may be acting up, or our kidneys or liver, aren't functioning as well as they should be, based on diet, based on stress, based on products that we're using that may be counterproductive to the whole skin clarity premise in the first place. And so what I like to do is just, I'll do just a nice clear light, analyzing a picture photo of what I see. Then you'll dissect the diet, what you're depleted in. A good full spectrum blood test is usually pretty good. Wellness Effects has a good, also the Dutch test has a good blood test where you can, target certain inflammatory markers as well in your diet and your lifestyle, that you may be able to pinpoint certain things that you can isolate and remove, hopefully, from your lifestyle or diet, whichever is maybe causing that specific issue. And then from a product standpoint, I really believe in the holistic green beauty aspect of things. And so, staying away from parabens and stearates, fragrances, harsh fragrances that don't serve the skin. A lot of alcohol-laced products that are pumped full of harsh preservatives and fragrances, like I said, colors, artificial fillers, and foaming agents that don't serve the skin and are very irritating to the skin in the first place. So, excuse me, I would definitely get a good blood test, analyze the diet, analyze the products that you're using, and then slowly work your way towards a more green and holistic route in everything that you do and everything that you use.
It sounds awesome, man. I mean, is there any other best practices that you can recommend as well, for folks for skincare or for the Alitura line in general? So what would you be your daily kind of routine, for example?
Oh, daily routine. So what I like to do is I shave almost every day. We have a razor that's, I used to get such bad ingrown hairs and irritation and razor burn after shaving with things like, the Gillette Mach 3, the Fusion. They have these big, flashy package, this great packaging with 5 blades that irritate your skin because you only need one. You only need one good, clean blade that we have a good a safety razor that blocks out the blade from touching your skin and rather just lifts up that follicle of the hair. So the clean, very laser sharp razor will just wipe that hair clean. So I'll do a mask in the morning after a derma roller treatment, and then I'll let it dry. I'll let all that blood flow and circulation go to the surface of my skin, and then I'll rinse that off in the shower. I'll do with a cleanser, a pearl cleanser that's very calming to the skin. I'll rinse that off. I'll shave because what that does is with the mask, it exfoliates the skin and also lifts up those small, tiny hairs. So it's an optimal stage for shaving. And then I'll follow up that shave with a gold serum, and then I'll seal it in with my daily facial moisturizer, and then I'm good to go. And I'll usually be fine with that for the day. And then at night, I will cleanse before I go to bed with our pearl cleanser, and then I'll lock that moisture in after rinsing off with the gold serum, and then night cream as well. And that's just my routine. That's my little protocol that is being used now by a lot of some of the best estheticians and med spas all around the world are using that in their back bar treatment on their patients. So it's a professional level treatment that you get out of the comfort of your own home. And so it's fun because I know it's in my products. I know the effort that went into creating them, and complete ingredient transparency. It's the way to go.
100%, man. I can back that all the way, and it's something I'm starting to do more of regularly. I probably need to shave today, but it's okay. I'm not on camera, so.
There you go.
But but it is one of those things. It's something that I think, especially guys, kind of tend to do more, and especially in the UK, you tend to see more guys that are getting more into their skin care. But and having this kind of line from Alitura would be, it's fantastic, and it's great that we can obviously promote that and share that with our listeners here as well. But I want to kind of get onto this final section. This is a little bit different. So this is more to do with kind of optimization and the kind of biohacking side of things. So I kind of want to know, what are your top 3 recommendations for someone who wants optimal mental and physical health? And what 3 things should people cut out of their everyday life diet immediately?
I would get a shower filter for sure. I would get a shower filter. There's all that chlorine, fluoride, heavy metals, toxins just that you're showering daily, or maybe every other day, depending on your situation. But I would absolutely get a shower filter. Your skin's absorbing all of those toxins, so you may as well get as many of those the heavy metals and all of that chlorine, seeped out through a good charcoal filter. I like Aquasana. That's Aquasana. I have no affiliation with them. They're just a kick-ass brand that I like. And so that would be number 1. Number 2, I would switch to an all-organic diet. Now, there's so many, especially here in the States, there are so many hidden herbicides, pesticides, hormones, antibiotics located in our meats, and all the herbicides in our vegetables. It's just, it would put me into a fog when I would eat them back, years ago. And so ever since I've switched over to that, I don't have that hangover-like detox or hangover-like fog lingering over in my, in my cognitive function, disrupting my cognitive function daily. So I would definitely recommend going towards an all-organic, grass-fed, wild, cage-free, pasture-raised eggs, things like that, and in what you put into your diet, into your body. What you consume, you are what you eat. So make sure. Number 3, household products, skincare, beauty products, all of the above. I would recommend you go green beauty. These are things, as you mentioned, I think there's a study where, hundreds of products. Sometimes people, I know I use dozens, whether it's lotion, night cream, gold serum, with my detergent, my hair care, my shampoo, my body wash, things like that. Definitely go organic and green, holistic on that as well. It is so important because what you put onto your body, what you wash your clothes with, it's going to be seeped into your pores. If you're sleeping on a mattress that has been washed, or with a bed sheet that's been washed and tied. I mean, I had an allergic reaction to a girlfriend of mine washed one of my sweatshirts recently, and I put it on. I mean, my face swelled up, immediately, just because of her detergent that she washed my clothes with. I mean, it's becoming very popular to switch to an all organic, all natural or organic, preferably. Cleaning supplies, household cleaning supplies, detergents, skin and body and hair care. Go the all natural holistic route with those as well, because your body's going to thank you for it in the long run. It may not hurt you now, using that stuff, but that stuff depletes your endocrine levels. I mean, it depletes your hormones. Your internal microbiome is disrupted by using those harsh, toxic products. So go green, go all natural and organic when you can.
All those 3 things are like amazing, and it's something that me and my wife both try and practice as much as possible. We're quite lucky, I guess, in the UK, where we're based in the UK. We're surrounded by countryside here. There's plenty of great organic farms, so we can get organic, or meat is organic, all of the vegetables here organic. We're very lucky in where we're based in the float centre that we have a fantastic organic shop in the village, so everything is all natural. Amazing place, honestly. If you ever come visit, man. You're more
I'd love to. Hey, what part? Where are you located?
We're in just outside Reading, so we're about maybe 45 minutes from London. So about 25 minutes from London by train. So we're pretty close, though. Yeah, no, we're pretty close.
Nice.
Yeah. So finally, I want to know, what 3 rules do you live by?
Oh, that's great. Didn't see that one coming. I love it. Here we go. So that's great, though, because I know the first one. That's kindness in manners, respect. That's 1. I'm not going to say that's 3. I got plenty of them. They all go into 1. That's my number 1 most important thing. It's so rare these days. Kindness, giving everyone a chance to treat them like a reflection of myself. I mean, that's just how I've always been. I was raised by my parents to be that way, just really locking in and treating people as a reflection of yourself. Now, sometimes it always doesn't work out, but usually does. I mean, kindness always wins, man. It really does. So that's number 1, treating people with respect, manners, and kindness. That's number 1. Number 2, pay attention to the things that excite you. I got lucky being rocked right into having, a business that I eat, breathe, and sleep. This is all I want to do. I am obsessed with my company, but it's because of the feeling I get daily from customers and, just the validation. I needed it. I need it daily. I love it. I'm addicted to just getting those reviews, getting those emails of how, a 14-year-old got off Accutane because she fell in love with the mask. I'm telling you, man, it brings a tear to my eye when I read that stuff. So that's number 2. It's just, pay attention to the things that excite you, because I'm telling you, finding your purpose and the passion that follows with that is the best freaking feeling in the world. Ooh, number 3. It's number 3. I would say perspective. Having perspective. If you're listening to this, you have it a lot better than a lot of people, because you probably have a laptop or a phone where you're able to listen. I mean, even having your hearing, find things that be appreciative of what you do have, and not irritated by what you don't. I mean, I'm just so freaking grateful to be alive, to smile, to chew, to be able to do the things pretty much almost like I was before the accident again. And it was all taken away from me. And I'm reminded, I keep my little Ensure bottle from the ICU bed, just from this. It's a bottle that was given to me because my jaw was wired shut and I had to, get nutrition into the system somehow. But I keep that here. I see it daily, and it reminds me of where I was. And it's a good reminder that, hey, don't take life for granted. And I'm very, very, it's very important to me. So, yeah, just a reminder to people out there, it's just pay attention to what you do have, and be grateful for what you do have, because there are a lot of people out there that don't have the things that you do.
There's 3 great rules to live by, man. Big respect to you for following those, man. It's something that I think we can try and implement every day.
Hell yeah.
But if our listeners kind of want to find out more information on Alitura, where can they go? And did you mention something about a code as well?
Absolutely. So first off, yeah, thank you for having me on. I love doing these podcasts because it takes me back, and I'm able to kind of reflect, and it's on the journey, and it's a lot of fun for me. So thank you for having me on. And I would, so if people want to go to Alitura Naturals, that's ALITURANATURALS.com. I'm going to make a discount code for you and your following, 20% off the entire store. We'll just call it floating.
Mm-hmm.
Is that cool?
Yep, that's fine. Perfect.
We'll call it floating. If people want to check out or have any questions, I'm online. It's at Alitura Naturals, and then I'm at Andy Hnilo, ANDYHNILO. And yeah, I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and I love what I do.
It's been honestly an absolute pleasure having you on, and you have your story is it's inspirational, man. And if our listeners and we can have 1% of what you have, I'm sure we'd all improve our lives a lot. And more, man. Trust me. But yeah, thanks very much, Andy, and yeah, we'll catch up soon. But thanks very much for being on the show today and sharing your fantastic knowledge on skincare and optimization.
Hey, and that's a really nice thing that you just said. I appreciate that. Thank you. And yeah, thanks for having me on.
It's all good. Thanks, man. We have some great guests coming up on our future podcasts. Follow the show on SoundCloud or iTunes as Pod Perspectives. We're also on Facebook, where we will put all the links that we've mentioned in the show today. So thanks for listening. I'm going to go and apply a clay mask and put my feet up. Until next time, take care and stay healthy.